Hi, this is Matthew. Going to talk about the kind of overview of the series from USA that was called Covert Affairs. I was on the USA Network from 2010 to 2014. Had 5 seasons. It was a kind of a spy series, action series, where and President Annie Walker, or Piper Perabo, I think her name is, from Coyote Ugly. I'm not sure what else she's done besides those 2 things. Oh, that in this one. She's a CIA trainee person who, you see her start in the agency, and she goes through training and then becomes, she's even delivering coffee. She's very far down. Then she gets to be a spy in later seasons of the show. Her handler is a guy named Augie, who was in the special forces in Iraq. He got blinded there, but still able to do his job. He's got some technology. He's got like not a typical cane. It's some kind of a device. I think he just waved it in front of him, and it would guide him around obstacles. I forget if it was infrared or what it was using. I don't remember the technology now. Obviously, clearly, he was played by a sighted person. You could tell. I think he got better as time went along. I don't know for certain. The show was described. It started. It was not at first, and then season 1 came out on DVD with it, and they structured it like it was going to be on TV, so they did not read any credits. It was in mono like it would have been in USA, which it wasn't then. 2 comes out. They know it's not going to be on TV. Stereo audio with credits being read out. Both were done by the Media Access Group at WGBH. 2 or 3 narrators per season. And then season 3 comes along and USA decides to describe it. So then they use the Caption Max narrators. That's obviously in mono, if I remember right. Of course, no credits because it's on TV. They don't have them. They just put stuff over the top of them. And so again, that comes out on DVD, and from then on, it's in DVD and the TV series being aired. Now, it is described on Prime Video, but apparently it is text-to-speech audio, so it's not the same audio at all. It's someone's just put it into a computer, and it reads it out. I have no idea of its quality. I will not go there. I do not like that. I think it should be a human being reading descriptions and not a computer, because I don't like that anyway. I don't like how it flows and the sound of it and whatever, but they leave grammatical mistakes in that no one seems to catch. It's usually little words or something. Sometimes it's even a character being given the wrong name. They don't bother to go in, and I don't think they proofread them as carefully as they should. I could be wrong, but I just don't like it. I don't like it. I don't think I ever will. I've tolerated it on a few things. One thing, the voice got better in season 2, so I tolerate the other voice, but I don't like the practice. I think it should not be allowed, but it's going to happen more and more. I understand, but I still don't have to like it. But back to the show, basically. Lots of things happen. There's other characters I haven't mentioned. She also has a sister. She has no idea she's in the CIA. She thinks she's at first working for the Smithsonian, then she's she's an importer of valuable art and other very priceless objects that she may have obtained legally, according to her cover, as time goes along. But I don't believe her sister ever knows she's truly a spy in the CIA. I don't think that's was ever established. Anything. What does suck, though, is it ends in season 5 on a cliffhanger. They cancel the series, and so we never know what happens to Annie. She's I think she was going to get moved to a new department or something. I forget what the news was. And then we never know what happens because the show just ends there. Credits go, done, fade to black, nothing. So we don't know what happens to her. But lots of things do happen in the show. It's a very good series. Blindness, of course, not being represented probably the best, but it's a, kind of a James Bond-esque sci-fi kind of CIA, spy thing. So most of those are a little bit far-fetched anyway, but we still watch them. I still watch plenty of them. Alias was very Bond-esque. If you haven't watched Alias, it's on Disney Plus for sure. Not described, sadly. I would be cool if it was, but kind of not similar as being the CIA, but that's about it. Otherwise, it's very not the same show. Much more Bond type out there sci-fi tech from the early Bond than Covert Affairs is much more realistic, apart from kind of what Augie has with him. It's maybe a little sci-fi-ish, but I know they have some ultraviolet like canes and things that are around that people have tried. Whereas now with the AI coming along and with the glide I mentioned, it I guess could be something similar to that. Much bulkier. I think this was a very tiny thing. He just kind of waved around. I don't think he was even on the ground. I think it was just kind of in front of him. I'm not quite sure. I forget. If anyone remembers, comment. I enjoyed the show anyway. All 5 seasons. Definitely one of the things I looked forward to in the week was this one. When it aired, it started in December of 2010, ended in around December of 14. I don't know why I thought it was a little bit later, but it said 10 to 14 when I looked. But definitely give it a watch, even if it is on Prime with computer text speaking. You do have to buy it there. If you can play DVDs still in some way, I would seek those out instead, just because it's human narration. I have them. I bought them at the time, though. They're somewhere I had to move, and they're in boxes somewhere. But I do have them. Very enjoyable series. Probably the GBH descriptions were better than the Caption Max ones. They weren't as good then. They're much better now. I think they're called 3Play Media now, but I think their descriptions have gotten a lot better. Definitely the narrators are better now than they were then, but I'm not sure what happened to all of those people. I forget when I said, I think, I don't know, 15, 16, 17, they started to change narrators over there. Definitely in SVU is when it started. It was the same company there. Somewhere in that, I forget where, but there was definitely a change of narration teams. People just moved around in the company, or if they just decided to get all new narrators. I don't know. But it has definitely, I think, gotten better over the years. But still enjoyable. But definitely give it a look if you haven't. It's a very good series. It was very popular at the time. They had a bunch of really good shows. Burn Notice would have been another one. Similar-ish theme. And I think White Collar would have been another. Those are kind of slightly more criminal-ish than Covert Affairs was, but they had a bunch of shows really good shows like that were popular. I don't think they have as much popular things now as that you definitely don't hear about them like you did back then. There were several shows that my mom watched, and I found out about, and then I started watching when they got description. So, that was that. It was a good time for USA. And with the description mandates that taken effect, and they started describing their shows. So some shows I was watching kind of midstream, as it were, but watching them anyway, just because they had description all of a sudden. So I thought, why not? But yeah, give it a look. It was a good show. I wish it had continued. I wish someone had picked it up, because I think there's far more story there than they got to tell. But I do wonder where it would have gone in season 6 and beyond, if they had a 6 or 7 seasons or beyond. I don't know, but I guess we'll never know, because it's long canceled. Over 10 years now, 11 years ago. No. But that will do it for the moment. I will talk to you guys in another video.